This is how I earned the money for the DC trip. For my birthday, I asked for small donations from my relatives. My parents and I split the total cost 50-50. I got a job at the Flapjack Shack. I also mowed and did some yard work for some people. I also washed and detailed cars. This is George Washington's house, Mount Vernon. This is George Washington's 16-sided barn.
This is where George Washington was originally buried.
George Washington was buried. To the right is George Washington's tomb, and to the left is Martha Washington's tomb.
We are waiting at the U.S. Capitol building to meet with State Congressman Dan Benishak.
That was good.
I can't wait to get to the Cherry Festival. That's like my favorite event of the year.
Meeting with Dan Benishak right now.
Convertible. Usually they find like a really nice convertible for me, like an old Corvette or something. I get to sit in it, and usually have a pretty girl driving me. I get to breathe.
Don't walk.
It's really pretty cool. I love TC.
And everything about it is supposed to symbolize freedom and liberty and justice. And it's made of marble. The one now is bronze, I think. So that's kind of a little fun fact.
This statue used to be on top of the Capitol building. In this room, if you stand on the gold plate, you can hear someone across the room in a certain spot, like they're right behind you, because of the sound bouncing off the walls. Unfortunately, our guide could not find the exact spot. This statue symbolizes science and its important contributions to America. This is the Jefferson Memorial, our last stop before dinner tonight. This is the Martin Luther King statue, also known as the Memorial of Martin Luther King. This is a waterfall in Theodore Roosevelt's memorial. This is the Lincoln Memorial, and it's been said that in one hand he's saying A, in one hand he's saying L in sign language. The Lincoln Memorial stands at 98 feet tall. Day 2 in DC, we're going to go see the Washington Memorial. I can't wait to go up in it. It looks like a gorgeous day outside. This building used to be a single home for a widow, but now is the Embassy of Indonesia. Wow, this church is so big and so cool. 6th biggest in the world and 2nd biggest in the country. This is the National Cathedral.
This is medieval architecture here. This place was made in exactly the same way those old cathedrals in Europe were made 700-800 years ago. Now, back then, there was no such...
There are 231 stained glass windows in the National Cathedral.
This is the Washington Monument, which is so big. I can't wait to go up in it. And it actually was proposed to be, the original design was proposed as to be like Thomas Jefferson, with George Washington in the center riding in a chariot with 6 horses. But instead, because it was a private budget, they decided to do this to be cheaper on the budget. This is the amazing view.
Wow,
from the top
this
of
view
the
is amazing.
Washington Monument.
It is
It's
said
so
that on a clear day
awesome.
you can see up to 20 miles. The Washington Memorial stands at 554 feet tall and 7 inches.
What did you think about the Holocaust Museum?
I thought it was really cool. It showed a lot of stories and it showed a lot of different views, and it also gave me an insight to the real boxcar and like the very scary things that these people went through. And another fact that I learned was that actually when people would die, the SS would take the gold fillings of their teeth and gold off them, and they would like melt it down so that they could get it for money.
Give it up for the best teacher in the world!
This is the White House.
How did you like the war memorials?
I really liked them. I thought they were really cool, and yet they made you appreciate like your freedom and everything.
This is Iwo Jima.
This is the Memorial Iwo Jima, which was paid for by the Marines for $800,000 to be built and moved here.
President Lincoln's son.
This is Abraham Lincoln's son, Robert Todd Lincoln, and buried with his wife, Mary Helen Lincoln. They are buried on top of each other to conserve space for the rest of the cemetery.
Buried with his wife, Mary. This is the exact box.
This is the box Abraham Lincoln was shot and killed in. This is the gun John Booth used to kill Abraham Lincoln. We were just at the National Archives and I very much enjoyed seeing all the different documents that made America's history great. This is the Smithsonian Air and Space Museum, which is so cool. Inside they have the original Wright brothers plane that flew in 1808.
So awesome. I love it.
Wow, look at the size of this dinosaur in the Smithsonian Natural History Museum. It's so big, maybe the size of a bus.
Like 20 times the size of me.
What was your favorite part of the trip?
I really liked everything. Probably my favorite was the Smithsonian. I really liked the simulator.
Was it worth the money?
Yes, it was a great experience. I got to learn so much new things, and I know like no classroom can teach you that, and it was just a ton of fun.
That was my amazing trip to Washington, D.C.